Good morning. This is Asif Iqbal Mullah. In this session, we are going to discuss the first order low pass Butterworth filter under analog circuit subject. So here figure 7.2 shows this figure 7.2 shows a first order low pass Butterworth filter, and this circuit is here shows the first order low pass Butterworth filter. It uses a op amp here with RC network. This is RC network at its input, and the op amp is connected in non-inverting configuration where the resistor RF and R1 provides the gain of this filter, and filter circuit here formed using RC network R and C, which we are applied at the non-inverting terminal, or we can say that our input which is to be filtered, the signal which is to be filtered, we are applying at the non-inverting terminal through RC network, which provides as a filtering operation. So to analyze this circuit, we here consider at its input circuit at its RC network here. So if you see here, the actual input which is applied to this non-inverting configuration is V1 here across the capacitor, right? So this V1 voltage, we can take from applied input Vin by applying voltage divide rule to the RC network, right? So we know that according to voltage divider rule, if you want to measure the voltage across, if you want to know the voltage, means you want to get the equation for voltage across this capacitor, you need to multiply the applied input voltage Vin at this circuit with the impedance of capacitance, which is we called a capacitive reactance, divided by the impedance across capacitor, that is capacitive reactance, plus the resistance R, right? That is given here, that V1 is Vin multiplied by the capacitive reactance. So here capacitive reactance we are taking in imaginary form with a negative. We always take capacitive reactance as a negative, where inductive reactance as a positive. This is because to indicate that the capacitive reactance is always opposite to inductive reactance, we always use inductive reactance as a positive, right, and capacitive reactance as a negative. We will take capacitive reactance as a minus jXc, whereas inductive reactance as a plus jXl, right? So here we applying the voltage divide rule at the circuit, you see Vin multiplied with the impedance across the capacitor, which is minus jXc, right, divided by the sum of the impedance in the network, sum of the impedance at the network, which is the resistance R, sum with, means add with plus minus jXc, which will give you minus jXc, R minus jXc. So therefore V1 is equal to minus jXc divided by R minus jXc into Vin, right. So since we know that the j is root of minus 1, or we can say j square is minus 1, j is root of minus 1, j square is minus 1, then we can write here minus jXc is equal to 1 by 2 pi 1 by j 2 pi fc. We know that xc is 1 by 2 pi fc, right. So minus j, we can see this minus j, we can write it as a 1 by j. This is how we'll see here. This is how we'll see in the board. Okay, so let's we see this, how we'll get this. So here always xc is equal to 1 by 2 pi fc, this you learn, right, this you learn, and xl is equal to 2 pi fl, right, you both you learn, right. So since here only we are discussing about capacitor, so we'll take xc is equal to 1 by 2 pi fc, and here minus j, you see minus j, right, we can write the minus j as a 1 by j. So this is how we'll see. So so here let's, to get it 1 by j, say we will take minus j here, minus j multiplied by j divided by j, we dividing and multiplying minus j by j. So this j and j will give you j square. We know that j square is minus 1, right. So j square is minus 1, which you learn, j into j, j square is minus 1, minus here minus of 1 divided by j, this will give you minus plus 1 by j. So therefore here we can write minus j, that this minus j is 1 by j. So therefore we can write minus j xc is equal to 1 by 2 pi 1 by j 2 pi fc. Okay, so let's we continue here, right. So minus j xc we can write 1 by 2 pi j 2 pi fc, right. So so further if we simplifying the above equation, right. So this equation, so first we'll equate this value, right, this value into this. So when you equate this value into this, right, this will give you V1 is equal to 1 by j 2 pi fc r plus 1 by j 2 pi fc, right. Here if you take LCM j 2 pi fc, which will become 1 plus, right, 1 plus j 2 pi fcr, right, divided by j 2 pi fcr, j 2 pi fcr, j 2 pi fcr get cancels here. So which will give you, if you simplify, you equate this value in place of minus jfc here, then you solve this equation, then you will get V1 is equal to V in divided by 1 plus j 2 pi frc, right. So we know that, you see the diagram here, the output voltage is the voltage here V1 multiplied by the gain of non-inverting amplifier, which is the gain of non-inverting amplifier is 1 plus Rf by R1 into V1. which is applied at the V1 is applied at the non-inverting terminal. So that V1 we calculated here, which is Vin divided by 1 plus j 2 pi Fc, you equate here. So when you equate this, right, equate this, so you take V in this side, V naught by V in, right, here V naught by V in is the gain for this circuit, right, where 1 plus Rf by R1 is the gain of a non-inverting amplifier, hence the total gain for the circuit. So 1 plus Rf by R1 is gain for applied input voltage V1, right, whereas V naught by V in is a gain for applied input voltage V in, right. So 1 plus Rf by R1 is gain for the V1, which is the input of the, which is the voltage at the non-inverting terminal, where V naught and V in is the gain for our applied signal V in, right, which is AF by 1 plus J F, right, F as it is, whereas we are taken here, right, here J 2 pi RC as 1 by 2 pi RC as a FH, right. So we are replacing 1 by 2 pi RC as a FH, and which is our cutoff frequency, So you see in the clearly here in the circuit, so 2 pi RC we are replacing by 1 by FH here, and F is as it is and J is as it is, right, and this is our gain of the filter, right. So you can see here V naught by V in is gain of the filter as a function of frequency. It is a function of frequency F and FH, where FH is the cutoff frequency, high cutoff frequency of the filter, and F is the frequency of the input signal. F is the applied frequency, right. Okay, so here you can see clearly the frequency response for the low pass filter, which is we already seen till FH, right, there is a pass band, after FH there is a stop band. So here right, so here after FH the gain of the filter goes on decreases, right. So further to analyze this gain for various frequencies, right. So let's we see here, first we'll take this gain, see this gain which is in the form of imaginary, because it is having a J here. So if you take the magnitude of this, so magnitude of V naught by V in is AF divided by root of 1 plus F by FH. You know that how to take a magnitude. To take a magnitude, so here we are taking the upper numerator as a real form, which is root of square of AF, root square get cancelled, it is AF only. If you take root here, so first real term square plus imaginary term square, right, which we are taking here magnitude. You know that how to take magnitude from imaginary form, right. So that is to take a magnitude root of real square plus imaginary square. So similarly, if you take a angle for this, which will give you minus tan inverse of F by FH, that is to take phase angle, we know that phase angle is equal to tan inverse of imaginary by real, right. So if you take the phase angle here, so numerator term will become 0 minus the denominator term. So angle, how you have to take the numerator, angle of numerator divided by angle of denominator. Angle of numerator is 0 minus, right, angle of denominator is tan inverse of, right, tan inverse of the imaginary f by fh divided by 1, which will give you f by fh only. So therefore here minus tan inverse of f by fh, right. Okay, so here you can see the magnitude for different frequencies. At a very low frequency, when f is less than fh, when f is less than fh, you see in this magnitude here, when f is less than fh, clearly this term is very low, right. For example, if you say f is, say here 10 hertz and fh is say 1 kilohertz, 10 hertz by 1 kilohertz will give you 10 hertz by 10, so say 1 hertz by, you take f is 1 hertz, fh is 1 kilohertz, 1 get cancelled, and it is 1 milli. 1 milli square will give you still that is 0.00001 value here, 1. So therefore 1 is greater than this value. This value is very small if f is less than fh, right. So therefore this value is neglected and we'll take it a root of 1. Root of 1 is 1 only, and v0 by v in is approximately af only, because denominator become 1, right. If f is greater than fh, if f is greater than fh, this term will become very small as compared to 1. This will be in a fraction you will get. So this term will neglected and only this term will remain. Root of 1 will be the 1. So af divided by 1 will be af, right. If f is equal to fh, see this formula, if f is equal to fh at cutoff frequency, so if f equal to fh at a cutoff frequency, right, what happened when both are this equal, f is equal to fh, this f by fh become 1 square will be 1 plus 1 will be root 2, right. Hence v0 by v in is a by root 2, and which is equal to 1 by root 2 is nothing but 0.707 af, right. So therefore when f equal to fh, our gain is 0.707 af, right. So when f is greater than fh, you see when f is greater than fh, right, definitely this value will be more than 1. If this value will be more than 1, right, suppose say it is double, f is double than fh, right, it will be 2 into 2 means 2 square is 4, 1 plus 4 root of 5, right, root of 5 is more than 1. So therefore sorry, af is greater than the gain is lesser than af, because this denominator term is greater than 1. If denominator term is greater than 1, af is here v0 by v0 v in is lesser than af, right. So that is clearly shown in this graph here. You can say when f is less than fh, right, the gain is af. You see when f is our frequency, f means this, the frequency, when you make this f equal to fh, then our gain is minus 707 af. When f is, right, this f you make it greater than fh, right, and our gain is reducing less than af, right, which is clearly shown by the frequency response here. So usually here the gain is after fh reducing by 20 dB, For example, if you say how it is reducing by 20 dB, if you take this example here, right, so I'll show you example here, right. So if means reducing by 20 dB per decade, which we discussed in the previous class also. So after FH, our gain is reducing by 20 dB per decade, right, per decade, and our gain is at FH is minus 3 dB down. Minus 3 dB down means it is 0.707 AF. Suppose say if AF is 10, right, if AF is 10, right, gain in dB, that is 20 log of 10 is 20 dB, right. If our gain at F is equal to FH, right, at F is equal to FH, our gain is, right, our gain AF is 7.07 if AF is 10, because at F equal to FH, 0.707 AF will be our gain, which is 7.07. If you take the log of 7.07, that is 20 into log of 7.07, you will get 17 dB. Means when F is less than FH, you will get gain 20 dB in a decibels. When F is equal to FH, you will get gain 17 dB. So therefore, so we can say that FH at FH, when F is equal to FH, our gain is 3 dB down, right. So therefore sometime we called our FH is 3 dB down frequency. Sometime we called a FH is a cutoff frequency or minus 3 dB frequency, or we called it is break frequency or corner frequency, right. So therefore here after FH, the gain is reducing by 20 dB per decade. Means per decade means 10 time increase in frequency after FH, right, it will reduce the gain of 20 dB, right. So if say in the FH, if the gain is 20 dB, right, say FH is 1 kilohertz, at frequency 10 kilohertz the gain will become 0 dB, that is 20 dB it is reduced. Similar way, it is a 6 dB per octave is the reduction in the gain after FH. 6 dB per octave means, so if every doubling of frequency after FH, 6 dB of gain will reduce after FH, right. This is about a low pass filter. So in the next session we'll discuss about how to design this low pass filter. Till then, you take care. Bye bye. Stay in home. Be safe.